Hey everyone, welcome back to Ben the Tax Pro. Thanks for coming to the show. I'm your host, Ben, and I'm grateful and blessed, my apologies, to have you here with me. On this channel, we learn together, improve together, talk about taxes and business, and hopefully make some complicated subjects a whole lot easier to understand. Today, we're talking about something many new business owners may not know. The federal government, state governments, and local economic development agencies in your area offer programs designed to encourage people to start businesses, create jobs, purchase equipment, train employees, invest in communities, and grow local economies. Now, before anybody quits their job this afternoon and starts looking for a giant government check, I want to be clear. The government is probably not going to knock on your door and say, congratulations, here is $100,000 tax-free for free, spend it on anything you want, go start that taco truck, go start your painting company, go start your fence company, go start your tech company. That's not going to happen. That would be wonderful though, but that is generally not how these programs work. Many programs have detailed qualifications, applications, deadlines, documentation requirements, restrictions, and other issues that need to be dealt with before you can access this money, and controls on how the money can be used. Depending on your business, location, industry, investment, hiring practices and plans, and the qualifications and assistance may be available through grants, tax credits, workforce development programs, government-backed loans like the SBA, training programs, and other incentives. The problem is that many small business owners have no idea these programs exist. They're busy working, taking care of their families, doing their laundries, and taking care of their chores. They're taking care of customers, doing their taxes, and paying their bills. They're answering emails, they're paying employees, they're dealing with their spouse, they're dealing with their kids, and sometimes they are doing their bookkeeping at 11 o'clock at night while wondering why they ever decided to become a business owner. I know I've been there. If you own a business, you probably understand exactly what I'm talking about. In today's video, we're going to discuss several programs and tax incentives that may help qualified entrepreneurs like you access capital, improve cash flow, reduce certain business costs, and keep more money available to invest in their businesses and more money in your pocket. So grab a cup of coffee, get comfortable, and let's get started. Number one, state incentives that reward business growth. One of the least discussed opportunities for entrepreneurs may come from state and local economic development programs. Many states offer incentives designed to attract businesses, encourage local investment, create jobs, and support economic growth. Depending on the state, and program incentives may include tax credits, workforce training assistance, hiring incentives, infrastructure assistance, wage reimbursement, grants, low interest financing, or incentives for investing in certain communities, especially rural communities and minority communities. Why would a state provide these incentives? The answer is actually pretty simple. Businesses create jobs. Jobs are money multipliers for these local economies. Employees earn income, they buy soda, they buy gas, and they pay taxes. Employees spend money in their communities. Businesses purchase equipment, rent offices, hire professionals, and contribute to the local economy. And yes, eventually, the government generally receives additional tax revenue. They have a vested interest in loaning this money to you and giving it to you in the case of grants. The government is not doing this because they're your friend or they suddenly became your rich uncle who wants to give you some inheritance. States compete with one another to attract taxpayers and businesses. If a company is deciding whether to open a new facility, hire hundreds of employees, kind of like a distribution center for Amazon, or invest millions of dollars, different states may offer incentives to encourage that company to choose their location, and you can benefit from these incentives. Some programs are designed for large corporations, but most are designed for small businesses. Others may be available to smaller businesses that create jobs, train employees, invest in equipment, and operate in certain geographic areas. The important thing to understand is that programs vary significantly and you need to do your due diligence. A program available in Texas may not be available in California. A program available in Idaho may be completely different from one available in New York. Even programs within the same state may have different requirements, different qualifications to qualify, depending on the county, city, industry, or other number of jobs created. So, never assume that you qualify based only on a social media video or what somebody tells you at your local grocery store. Let's look at a few examples. Texas has offered major economic development incentives designed to encourage qualifying companies to expand or relocate within the state. Some programs may require companies to create a specific number of jobs, make significant investments in the local economy, meet wage requirements, or satisfy other conditions. And prevailing wages and government contracts are a great example of this. North Carolina has offered workplace development and employee training programs. These types of programs may help qualifying businesses train employees and develop specialized skills without requiring the businesses to carry the entire cost by itself. Georgia has offered job creation and investment incentives to attract taxpayers and new residents to add to their tax base. Depending on the program and location, qualifying businesses may receive tax benefits connected to creating jobs and making substantial investments. Ohio has offered economic development programs involving job creation, workforce training, research technology, and business expansion. Now, I know what you are thinking. Ben, that sounds wonderful, but I own a small landscaping company with 4 employees who are my cousin, my uncle, and my son. Nobody is offering me millions of dollars to move across the country. You may be correct. Many of the largest incentive packages are designed for major projects involving substantial investments and large numbers of new jobs. But smaller programs may and do exist through state agencies, counties, cities, workforce development organizations, utility companies, and local economic development offices. The lesson is not that every small business will receive a giant grant. The lesson is, do not assume that no assistance is available without doing the research. If you do not try, you will never know. How do you find these programs? A good starting point is your state's local official economic development agency. When I say local, I mean the state of California local development agency for the whole state. You can also research your state's small business incentives, workforce training programs, job creation tax credits, business development grants, capital investment incentives, rural business programs, energy efficiency incentives, and local economic development programs. You may also contact your city, county, local chamber of commerce, SBA, and Small Business Development Center, or other qualified business resource organization. And please, make sure you're using legitimate government websites and trusted organizations. If someone sends you a message saying, "Congratulations, you've been selected for a guaranteed $250,000 government grant. Just send us $5,000 processing fee and your bank account, and we'll go ahead and deposit it into your bank account in 72 hours. Please do not send them $5,000. And please do not send them your social security number, your banking password, your first pet's name, your mother's maiden name, and a picture of your driver's license. Government grants and business funding attract scams and scammers. Verify the organization before providing money or personal information. Why does the government support small businesses? Small businesses play an important role in the economy, local, regional, and federal. They provide services, They add to the tax base. They encourage competition, bringing prices down and efficiency up. They introduce new products and ideas, and they support local communities. Many businesses support programs developed over time in response to economic challenges and the recognition that small businesses contribute significantly to employment and economic growth. Programs may be designed to help businesses obtain financing, train employees, recover from disasters, invest in equipment, develop new technology, or expand into new markets. However, these programs are generally not designed to remove all risk from growing a business, small, medium, or large. Starting a business involves risk, hence return. Running a business involves responsibility. You still need a legitimate business plan. You still need customers. You still need to understand your expenses. And at some point, you may have to do the one thing many business owners avoid until tax season. Look at your actual numbers and see if you're making money. Revenue is wonderful. Money in is wonderful, but the bottom line is really what counts in business. But revenue is not the same thing as profit. If your business brings in $500,000, but you spend $510,000, we need to have a conversation. Government-backed business loans is the next topic. Another resource available to some entrepreneurs is government-backed business loans. I'm sure everyone's heard of the SBA, especially with COVID. Programs connected with the Small Business Administration may help qualified business owners obtain financing, usually through local banks, to start, acquire, expand, or operate a business. Government-backed does not generally mean that the government simply gives you free money. In many cases, a private lender, usually a local credit union or bank, is approved through the SBA to provide you a loan and a government program guarantee as portion of the financing. So a portion of the money they lend you is federally insured. You may not need acceptable credit. You also may need acceptable credit. It depends on the program. You may need tax returns. You may not need tax returns. You may need a business plan. You may not need a business plan. You may need to explain how the funds will be used, and you may have significant restrictions on how they can be used. And yes, you generally have to repay the loan. It's a loan, it's not a gift. A grant is different. A grant you can do whatever you want with usually. The last part is always hiding in the fine print. Different loan programs serve different purposes and have different restrictions and covenants. For example, certain programs may be used for general business needs, while others may focus more heavily on real estate, equipment, or long-term investments. If you're interested in business financing, start by determining how much money do you actually need? How will the money be used? Can the business reasonably afford the debt service and the payments? How much cash will you need to contribute? Will collateral or personal guarantee be required? And what are the total costs of borrowing, including time, investment, and interest? Do not borrow money simply because somebody is willing to lend it to you. Debt can help a business grow when it's used responsibly, but debt can also create serious financial problems when the business does not have enough cash flow to service the debt and make the payments. Another great thing you can do is buy an existing business. Entrepreneurs do not always have to start a business from zero. Another option may be purchasing an existing business. An established business may already have customers, revenue, employees, equipment, business systems, vendor relationships, and a history of financial performance. Government-backed financing may be available for certain qualified business acquisitions. However, buying an existing business does not guarantee success. You need to perform due diligence, review the tax returns, review the financial statements, review the bank records. Understand the expenses and understand the risks. Determine why the owner is selling. Are they retiring? Is there a secret debt you don't know about? Understand the debt and understand the cash flow, and verify the income. If a seller says the business makes $500,000 a year, but none of that appears on tax returns because we can't verify it and everything is cash, it could be a red flag. It is not automatically a benefit or a negative to have a cash business, though. You have to verify. There may be a very large warning sign. You just need to look for it. Verify the numbers before buying the business. Next on the list, business debt versus consumer debt. There can be a significant difference between using debt to purchase an income-producing business asset and using high-interest consumer debt to purchase something that immediately loses value. However, business debt is not automatically good debt. It just depends on your fact pattern. The fact that a credit card has your business name printed on it does not make the interest disappear. Some business loans may offer favorable terms, then offer